Good morning, everybody. And yes, this is Football Manager with Pirin Blagoevgrad here in 2029. But I have created this kind of spreadsheet that I wanted to show. And it was really just about trying to track the history of the club, right? And a little bit of immersion. So you can see, obviously, we have Josef Dracul. I did start, every single season. Moving forward, that would be my goal. Sorry for the ad there. You can see better 149 matches were 85, 27, 37, 57% winning percentage. We have positive 80 goal differential, 226 goals for, 146 against. We've won a promotion in 2025, never been relegated. And of course, this would be like the highest league finish or the highest cup finish. We did just sign a 3-year contract, right? So you can see 28, 29. We got up to €875, 750, after tax, 3 years, it'll end. We didn't put the end date in, but our annual salary was a €13,000. Relegation, we did get a €2,900, if we win the cup. Not for this year, but overall, nothing in terms of, promotion. I don't know if we'll go through every single slide, right now, but you can see, but try to track, match day, right? What's our attendance like? What are we making? Monthly. We are coming up on, Botev Plovdiv in the cup, who just fired their manager. So theoretically, we should be able to hit the final for the first time. Right, month by month, what are we making in terms of, player sales, loads, grants, interest, match day gate receipts, merchandise. You can see so far we've made 3.5 billion euros. We spent 162,000 in February. Our expenses in February went up a lot because we did put down 1.9 million euros on upgrading our youth facilities. Right, and we also were on the road a lot more, so you can see we spent almost 4,000 there on, travel. You can see we don't pay any for insurance, which is kind of wild, but anyways, 18,000 on taxes. Match day, we said 6,000 euros in expense. There's a 1.9 billion, month to date, and we've now spent 3.9 billion year to date. In terms of our expenses, our sponsorships 28, 29. The numbers, I don't know if they totally make sense, but it says we have total sponsorship of 519. But however you add these numbers up, it's more than 519. But anyways, all right, we've got the general, the continental competition. Which I guess, okay, if you take that out, right? If we take this one out, and add the other three together, then you would hit 519. So I guess it just doesn't count the continental competition. This is just basically our, our budget overall. What are we spending? We do now have sub debt at the club. We did not previously until we put down the youth. Here's just like our projections, basically. Here's where our supporters are, right? Because I wanted to see, how does the club grow, whether we're at, Blagoevgrad or anywhere. So this year we had 196 ticket holders, 41,000 followers. This is how it broke down. Our average attendance, would go here. Whoops, put that in the wrong place. There we go, 4,604. The percentage of the stadium and then the sellouts. I don't think we've had any just yet. Okay, then we have our facilities. This is just for the stadium. And then obviously, again, here's where we, have good trading. We improved that a couple years ago. At youth will be better for next year. Excel Academy and coaching and recruitment. And then, eventually I haven't put anything for staff, but I do want to have something for staff here. This would be the league table, competitions like are we in Europe, transfer history, loan history. So we'll jump into the badge engine, but again, just try to bring more and more immersion, right? That is something I've been trying to do, so that's where we're at with that. And let's jump into the match engine itself. So we are here in the second leg against Botev Plovdiv, coming off a 2-0 defeat on the road, where we played an entirely reserved second 11, right? Because it's the end of the season, because the matches are going to start coming so fast. I was like, this might be the last chance to let the reserves or the second team really get, a match. We weren't going to win the title. We're 4 points from the top of the table. We're still in the championship, and we're 3 points from second and third place. So I just thought, you know what, that's fine. Like it's fine. We'll take the loss. I mean, I was hopeful for a draw or a win, but I was like, okay, you know what? If we lose, we lose. Try to stay fresh for the cup because we're trying to get into the championship. Mets did approach me and say, hey, we want to hire you. But then I thought about it, I was like, you know what? If we beat them, we're in the final. How can I leave one match from the final? Right? It's not so much about the championship. We're not going to win the title. In the league, we're not going to be able to beat Levski, Ludogorets, and Sizica often enough, maybe at all. So we're not going to be able to do that often enough to, challenge for the title. But to get to the final of the cup, be at least the runner-up in the league, make the progress, finally get past the semifinal. That I was like, I can't do that to the team. So we have Nikolov, Nine, Vasiliev, Dachev, Almanza, Ilya, Vyaki, Kikikawa, Arsov, Ivanov, Kostov. We are up only 1-0 on aggregate. So that does make me a little bit nervous. Ludogorets is up 3-1 on their legs, so it does look like we will have to play them in the championship of the cup if we advance. A draw would obviously do us well. Again, Tabash, they're going to be fired up. Kostov is very important. And they're going to make us work hard for a win. Because they have to feel confident, right? They just beat us. A draw gets us through. Whether it's 2-2, 5-5, 0-0. A draw gets us through. I would really like to be able to avoid a penalty shootout at extra time. Whether or not that's a possibility, I don't know. But again, a draw, a victory would be amazing. A victory I would feel great about, but I will take a draw. Because it gets us through an aggregate. And that's all we need. That is all we need, boys. We have a corner here in the 21st minute with Almanza. Still 0-0. Ball comes in, and it's in! Daniel Kikiawo from Franco Almanza, and Botev Plovdiv finds itself down too. But Pirin Blagoevgrad find themselves up 2-0 on aggregate with about 70-ish minutes left to go. So a little over an hour away now from potentially making the final. They miss the header, falls to Kikiawo in the box. Not somebody you would typically expect to score, but we will praise the team. Yeah, work the ball into the box. I keep forgetting that that's not turned on automatically. We have a free kick here in the 26th minute. Kikiawo again! Daniel Kikiawo has come through with a brace here in the first half. Maybe the most unlikely player on the roster to score. Vasilev delivered it to Arsov, who heads the ball beautiful to Daniel, who beats the keeper at the far post. And somehow my center back is leading the way with 2 goals here. I mean, I don't care. We are up now 3-0 on aggregate. We're 30 plus minutes in. I feel like I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But do I think we're going to give up 3 goals in 50 minutes to force extra time? I have a hard time seeing that. Doesn't mean it can't happen. Doesn't mean it can't happen. But I do think Kostov is good enough. I think my back line is good enough. I think we're in the final. I think we are in the final. We're doing brilliantly. Keep going. Absolutely. And what a moment this is here for Blagoevgrad, presuming we're able to see it out. You know, I stayed, I saw it out. Tomov is played out of the back here, the 50th minute. He's going to deliver the ball wide to Hein. Nice play there by Vasilev. Iliev tries to pass it in. Vasilev heads it forward. A lot of bouncing around. Almanza with a nice run. He delivers, and it's saved by Tomov. This is a good team. They frustrate the heck out of me sometimes, but we are a good side. We're not quite at the level of the top of the table. That is 100% true, but this is a good side. We, you know, I do think if worse comes to worse, we'll be able to beat Sofia. Nene is not having a great match, but the one nice thing we could do with Vasilev is we could shift him over. Has Mulishev appeared at a cup? He has not. He might appear in he might be a sub in this because we want to try to get him. If we're able to get him enough appearances, he could get a medal. He's been a good servant of the club. Same with somebody like Kazakov. Okay, Sechov has been in. Hutsi, I think, he's appeared, yeah. He's appeared at 2. Kazakov, I think, has definitely appeared. Yeah, he's appeared in 3. Lazar, has he appeared in any? He's appeared in 4, so he would qualify for a better medal. Petrov is one where I'm not sure about, though. Petrov, okay, he has appeared in 2. He has appeared in 2. Has Mulishev appeared in any? He's appeared in 1. Okay. "65 minutes in, we're still up 3-0 on aggregate." Yeah, I can't see it falling apart at this stage. Bayaki has not played very well. Maybe we'll let Hutsi go in for him. You know what? We will let Mulishev go in on the wing. I mean, Hutsi needed a rest, so he's not exactly happy about playing, I don't think. But let's see. The Tsar, Kupa, Bulgaria, he's played it 4. Okay, so he's good. Seshkov. is a period at 2, so I do think I might want to try to get him in. Although nobody on the back line is really playing badly, although Ivanov is playing the worst. 74 minutes in. I think I will let Petrov go in there on the wing. He's better defensively. He's not great at that position overall, but he's just better defensively than Mikulski, who at this point in time was, 20-ish minutes. That is my big concern, right? Trying to be sound defensively. Shotev back to Iliev, who plays it on Bulashev. Is Bulashev going to have a moment? He does. Oh, we might have been offsides. Disallowed. That is unfortunate. That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing to give him a moment there at the end. It's a great ball by Iliev. Just a fraction offsides. Petrov back to Kikiawo to Almanza. Iliev. Kikiawo. Nikolaev back to Kikiawo, who has been the man in this match. Petrov. Bulashev tries to pass it to Nikolaev. Nikolaev is going to take a long shot, and it is just wide. We are going to let Sechkov come in for... Oh, never mind. We've used all of our subs? Okay, never mind. We are going to go to standard time and standard time wasting. We try to play it into Petrov. I mean, yes. Dear Lord, why were we just so passive in pursuing that ball? Petrov, though, with the ball on the wing. Nice run. Tries to lob it towards Shotev, and it's over the bar. But nice run. Not a bad attempt at a cross there. And yes, as we now have I'm not worried about that. 10 minutes, plus stoppage time, including stoppage time, right? We are definitely going through. Blagoevgrad will appear in the final for the first time in a while. Not the first time ever. They have been the runners-up before. They never won it. But this is definitely the first time in a while we have made it this far. We finally advanced past the semifinal stage. Oh, that is an amazing strike by Henrique Joku. It's a little frustrating we weren't able to keep the clean sheet, but that is a world-class strike by Henrique. That is an amazing strike. Right, Petrov tries to head the ball out. It's a little bit past Abanza, and just first time strike off the bar and in. Like that's can't get too upset about that. We have 4 minutes of stoppage time. Again, we are still up 2 on the aggregate. And we do bounce back with a 2-1 victory. And we advance. We do advance to the final. We're in the final. Well done, everyone. Again, Daniel with the 2 goals, obviously. A little bit unexpected to have your center backs pop up with a brace, but not many people would have predicted a Kupa Bulgaria final place for Blagoevgrad. So how good does this boat feel? I am thrilled. Joku is an absolute beauty. Yeah, I mean, would have loved to get a clean sheet, but you know what? I could live with that. Ludogorets do go through, right? They would 3-1 again. Oh wait, no, actually they haven't played yet. But I can't see them losing by 3. Like I hope they do. That would be amazing. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. We will go in here to the press conference. Fairy tale continues. You must be delighted to progress further. It's a brilliant feeling. You've managed to get into the Kupa Bulgaria final. Can you now go out and win it? We've put ourselves in the best possible position already, so I have faith the players will now see it through. So I think we're going to simulate. We'll play a lot of the matches, here in the championship off camera because unless we get in a position, unless we win enough to be in a position to challenge for the title. Like if we're just going to finish fourth or third again, that's fine. Be a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, it's whatever. We are going to simulate one more day just to see, that we'll take on Ludogorets in the Kupa final. Yep, they win 1-0, so they do advance 4-0 over 4-1 over Sofia, which not surprised by, but and that means it's going to be really tough. It is going to be really tough for us to win in the final here, May the 17th, so about a month away. May the 17th, so we're a month away now. Yeah, we have 7 matches remaining in the season. They're all against teams we don't win very many matches against. So we'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out. Again, I do think this is going to be the next time we're together, which will be 5 matches. My hope, my honest hope is I would like to win 1, maybe 2, right? The only good news for us in terms of maybe getting up to third place is they all have to play each other. So that is the chance we have, right? If they were played the rest of the league, then I would say we have 0 chance. But the fact that they all have to play each other now, if we can win 2 of the 6, we could go 2-0-4. Like that would be great. But it would put us at 55 points. And then, I hate to say it, but I'm mostly concerned with the Kupa because that would put us into the Europa League for the first time ever. And we have never won it. And, if nothing else, though, we have again advanced the club. We were the runners up in 1981, 92, and 94. So if nothing else, we are going to be, you can see 2028 was the highest we've ever been in the Priva Liga. So it would be nice to be able to get there again. But we're going to be 3 straight top 5 finishes. We're in the final. The work on the youth facilities has begun. I really do think we have built this club. I don't know that they're going to stay competitive right in the top 4 if we leave, but I do feel like you can honestly go to this team and be like, hey, 3 straight years. The 3 straight years in Europe in all likelihood, 3 straight years in the top 5, a cup final, You know, God, like that would be huge if we could beat Ludogorets. But the thing, here's the other thing: though, if we beat Ludogorets, then would we be able to leave? Right, because we would be in the Europa League for the first time ever. That would be that would be tough to leave. That would be tough to leave. But Mali is available, for international management. That's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. That is an interesting one. I am now known continental. I am now known on a continental level. Which of course if I resign will go down, but we'll have to wait and see. But thank you everybody. Take care and I will talk to you all.